Um, uh, my name is Thomas Brundl, and this is my Cloud Chat contribution for November in 2023. I'm glad you're tuned in, and I'm going to present you something I hope informative about Azure Stack HCI and Azure Arc Resource Bridge. First, some facts about me. I'm working for a leading cloud Austrian service provider as an expert for hybrid cloud and data center, and my experience covers Azure and EWS, but my focus is clearly on Azure, as you can see all on my certifications. You can also find my contact information here. I have also a website, a blog, and if you want to follow me, you can do this on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and I broadcast my posts there. So, what are we going to cover? First, I want to give you an overview what Azure Stack HCI is, how you can use it. I will give you a demo so you can get a look and feel about it. And after that, I will show you the Azure Arc Resource Bridge and how you can use it. And here again, I will show you a demo here. And if you have any questions, feel free to stop me and to ask. I think it's much better to have some interactivity here. Yeah. So, what is Azure Stack HCI? If you look at this product, we have to look on the whole family, and there are 3 options available. We have Azure Stack Edge, Azure Stack HCI, and Azure Stack Hub, and each of these systems has a different use case. Azure Stack HCI is for remote branch offices, high performance workloads, and if you want to extend your site, it's based on Hyper-V, and so there is no big change you have to do to if you are used to work with this virtualization technology. And then we have also Azure Stack Edge. This is for use cases for calculation, artificial intelligence. For example, if you have if you have a mountain and there you have to make some work, and you have to make some assessments in real time, then Azure Stack Edge is the right choice because the focus is machine learning and artificial intelligence. And if you want to have the cloud with you, for example, the Formula One is using this, you should choose the Azure Stack Hub. So what's new with Azure Stack HCI? HCI stands for hyperconverged infrastructure, and if we look at the available models, how you can provide infrastructure in data centers, there is the legacy way where you have a big stack with different components, switches, some appliances, the hypervisors, a storage fabric, and the SAN. And the journey goes to converged infrastructure and hyper-converged infrastructure. Converged means that you eliminate some parts of the non-converged legacy infrastructure. And as you can see, you don't have additional switches because they are converged into one switch, and you don't have the MISC appliances. They are in the Hyper-V hypervisors integrated. And the next level is HCI, hyperconverged infrastructure, and that means that you get an additional converged level with the help of for example, a software-defined network with storage spaces direct. So you get an abstraction layer with some type of software, and that's what hyperconverged infrastructure is in the end. And if we have a look at the Azure Stack HCI stack, we see that in the bottom we have validated and verified hardware from OEM partner like HP, Dell, Lenovo is a partner. There are a lot of partners on the market, and they produce hardware on the under the guidelines of Microsoft. Then we have the next layer with the operating system. There is a new operating system of, called Azure Stack HCI OS, and it's something like the core version of Windows, but unneeded things are also eliminated, and there are three core technologies here integrated. We have storage-based direct, SDN-based virtually site network, and Hyper-V. And on top of this, you can deploy your workloads. The workloads that are covered are traditional VMs, Linux VMs and Windows VMs, and the new thing is the Kubernetes service. And how are these workloads managed? There is a new way with the Windows Admin Center. And on top of this, you can connect this stack to the cloud, and you are able to manage this whole environment in a uniform and unified way from the cloud. So, what are the use cases for Azure Stack HCI? For example, if you have to modernize and to secure your data center, you have a hardware refresh to do, then it's a good option to switch to Azure Stack HCI. Maybe you want to save some money because you have a licensing topic, or you have to refresh your hardware, and converged means to put it together, and so you don't need so much hardware as before, and this is also a cost benefit you will gain. Then another use case is if you have to extend to a site. This is a convenient way to extend on to a remote branch. You can get Azure Stack HCI completely configured and set up by a partner, and you only have to onboard it to the cloud. That's called an integrated system. And after that, you have the possibilities, for example, to run also workloads like machine learning and in these site locations. Then the next use case is that Azure Stack HCI is the best platform if you want to operate SQL servers. You will get the best performance there. And last but not least, I have already mentioned Kubernetes. It's possible to get PaaS service, platform as a service services, on your Azure Stack HCI as you know it from the cloud. And to run it on your Azure Stack HCI. So you don't have to do the maintenance for the infrastructure as a service part, because that's already done in the PaaS model. So time to show you something. I have to stop the presentation here. And I prepared an environment. What I want to show you is if you want to test it out, the Azure Stack HCI, you can do it virtually in Azure. I created a E-Series virtual Azure virtual machine and used a tool called MS Lab. And with this tool, you can configure an environment, and it will create it automatically for you. What is needed for such an environment? In this case, we have a 2-node cluster with a domain controller and the Windows Admin Center gateway. One option to provide the Windows Admin Center is the gateway modus, and that means that you install it exclusive on a Windows Server Core machine. And so you have a central station to manage everything. So I will switch to the domain controller now. And here you can see I opened the Windows Admin Center. I have already added the servers and the cluster, and this is also the place where you can create a new cluster, as there are several deployment methods available. There is the one you can use with the graphical user interface in the Windows Admin Center. You can do it by PowerShell. There is also a PowerShell package available where you define everything in a JSON file, and it's deployed in the style of ARM templates in the cloud. And there is also a new way with the newest Azure Stack HCI OS that is in preview at the time of this session. And you can deploy it directly from the portal, Azure portal. The only requirement you have to fulfill to get this running and the deployment working is that you have to Arc enable your nodes, cluster nodes. That means that you create something like an image of your on-prem resource in the cloud, and so you have an object that you are able to manage from the cloud perspective. Let's jump into the cluster. Here, that's nothing very spectacular. You can see this is a 2-node cluster. There are 2 servers. All drives are healthy, so you will get an overview of the health status of the system. You see performance metrics like CPU, memory, and so on. You see the storage. Yeah. And this is also the place where you onboard it to the cloud. If you in this case, it doesn't have onboarded because I stopped. I don't want it to have it to generate a bill for me. Then you can manage your virtual machines here. Everything you were able to do with the cluster failover cluster manager and the Hyper-V manager it's also able to do it in this portal. As you can see, I have 2 virtual machines running here, and yeah, that's the one way you can manage your infrastructure, and this is the on-prem way. You have also the picture and the view from the cloud. So you have to go to the Azure Arc service. I'm already here, and if you look, there is a point called Azure Stack ACI, and I have to look for all clusters. And this is the cluster that is deployed here. And again, you will have an overview of all the hard facts. You have the possibility to get insight and performance metrics. You can create a monitoring. It's possible to onboard it to Azure Virtual Desktop, but the prerequisite for Azure Virtual Desktop is to have an Azure Arc Resource Bridge in place. You have the possibility to see all disks of all virtual machines that are deployed here. You have the possibility to see the virtual machines. You can create VM images for your Azure Arc if you want to provide virtual machines on your Azure Stack cluster from the cloud. Yeah. If we switch back, we have nothing more at this moment. I will go back to the presentation. Are there any questions at the moment?
Nothing I can see at the moment. No, just
okay.
Nobody's just tuned in. Thank you.
It's the wrong picture. Sorry. Let's switch back to the place we have to go ahead. So now that you know and you have a picture what the Azure Stack HCI is, I will give you some insight about the Azure Arc Resource Bridge. the Azure Arc Resource Bridge is a service that helps you to self-service and manage your on-premise Azure Stack HCI and VMware virtualized workloads. And it also includes and supports Linux and Windows workloads. It is based on Kubernetes technology. There are two ways how you can deploy an Azure Resource Bridge. One way is to set up an Kubernetes cluster and to get the application inside of this cluster. And the second way is to get an virtual appliance, a virtual machine that is also an Kubernetes on this virtual machine running. And this is the platform how you can deploy the Azure Resource Bridge. And if you look at this picture, you see that if you deploy an Azure Resource Bridge, you have also to define custom locations. That means you create something like Azure regions for your own use case. And with the Azure Resource Bridge, you are able to manage for VMware workloads and Azure Stack HCI. And you are also able to manage virtual SCMM, System Center Virtual Machine System Virtual Machine Manager. And then you have also the options to manage the workloads running on Azure Stack HCI and VMware. That means you can adjust the network, you can adjust the sizing, the CPUs, but I will cover it on the next slides in detail. So with Azure Arc Resource Bridge, you are able to start and stop and to restart virtual machines from the cloud. That makes it possible that you create, for example, a role-based access model, and you can give your developers access to this part in the Azure portal, and they are able to deploy their infrastructure by themselves if needed. Or, for example, you can create a DevOps pipeline, and a service principal or a managed instance can create the needed resources on-prem for you over the Azure portal via the DevOps pipeline. You can control access, as I have already said, and you can have also a resource to apply and to guarantee governance. Then you have the possibility to add and remove and to update network interfaces. You can adjust the VM size in the matter of the CPU cores and then the memory, and you are also able to install extensions and to what does that means. For example, you are able to install the custom script extensions where you have the possibility to push scripts, PowerShell scripts to your on-prem virtual machines, and you are able to push Azure monitoring agent if you want to monitor your environment, your VMs, with Azure product. So now I will give you a second demo. So I'm back again in the Azure Arc portal, and I spoke about the custom locations. In this case, I created a custom location called Paris. Let's have a look. And we see the dependent resources. If you click here, and as you can see, I deployed in this location an image, a Windows 11 multi-session image. I also created some Ethernet devices, a network. You see the disks, and you have also the virtual machine picture image here. Let's jump back. Here we have the resource bridge, and we can manage this. We can have also we can manage the custom locations here as well. And if there are some problems, or if you want to push scripts, you can do this under the automation part here. Then at this point, you see all the machines that are running on this Azure Stack HCI. This is the test VM. And if we drill down here, we will see that this machine is running, and you will gain some facts about it, the name, how many CPU cores, the memory, the network, and you are able to restart, stop, delete the virtual machine. And I have also disks. You can resize the disks that are integrated. You can create new disks, and you can resize the CPUs and the memory. Yeah. And if you want to create a new machine, you have to click on this button. And here we can create a machine in a connected host environment. And as you can see, that are the three options available, and the environments you can connect your Azure Resource Bridge to. That's all from my side here now. I will show you my contact details again. And if there are any questions, feel free to ask me.